Hello and welcome back to Africa Down Under. I'm Dominic Piper, editor of Pay Dirt and convener of Africa Down Under. And I'm joined by Stuart McIntyre, General Manager of Corporate Development for BlackRock Mining. Stuart, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
And thanks for being here at Africa Down Under. You had some great news this morning.
Yeah.
Big deal with POSCO, the Korean conglomerate, $40 million investment. Explain to me, this must be a real kick for the company.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. It's been a long time coming, and yesterday we had the signing ceremony where they've signed off on a $40 million equity investment into BlackRock, and effectively they are the cornerstone investor for us to build the project. So yeah, this is I think the very first major investment by an anode producer into any listed graphite play globally. So it's a big deal.
We hear a lot about whether downstream manufacturers are going to come upstream and invest in mining projects, and POSCO really is one of the largest battery-related companies in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. They don't make batteries, but they make all the ingredients for batteries, so they make the anode material. But yeah, you have seen the OEMs come up the supply chain in lithium, but you haven't seen that happen in graphite yet.
And the project itself is obviously very attractive to not just to POSCO but to the entire graphite market. Talk us through it a little bit. It's a huge project, isn't it?
Yeah, look, the reason I joined BlackRock from the sell side was because the project has a series of stacked competitive advantages, which means, at the end of the day, 70% of supply for graphite comes out of China. So if you're going to be competitive, you have to acknowledge that you're competing with a very competitive group, right? So what we have is we have very large scale, 200 million tons. We have competitively priced hydro-dominated grid power at about 8 cents in Tanzania, which is very helpful. But we also have a larger ratio of large flake product, which is a higher value product, which a lot of the Chinese producers can't make. So what that means is it's the equivalent of getting a byproduct credit that your competition doesn't get. So you stack those all in a line, and that really means we can compete, right at the bottom of the cycle and make decent money.
And amongst those elements is obviously the fact that the project is located in Tanzania. Now that is a country in East Africa that has gone through a few political swings when it comes to policies towards the mining sector, but it's certainly in a positive momentum. We have Minister Mavode come to the conference today, give a very positive presentation about the future of investment in Tanzanian mining, particularly from Australian companies. Are you feeling that momentum in country?
Yeah, absolutely. He reiterated today in his speech that they're very focused on making Tanzania an attractive mining jurisdiction, and maintaining a stable fiscal framework. And so, that's exactly what investors and frankly, companies operating in Tanzania want to hear.
It's a great opportunity. So tell us what's next now. You've got another $40 million in the bank. You've got a very supportive shareholder. Where do we go from here? What are the next steps?
So just a minor point here. The $40 million isn't in the bank yet, but it's effectively they've signed up the commitment. So when it comes to do our major raising, they are there and firm, and they've got the approval. But in terms of the other catalysts that are coming, we have announced the debt approvals for $153 million US of debt with DBSA, IDC and CRDB. We're expecting to complete the documentation and sign those loan agreements potentially in the next week or two. So after that, we'll have over $200 million in funding lined up for the project, $200 million US. So we'll be in a pretty good spot.
It's been a very tough time for graphite projects to be able to finance both equity on the debt and the debt side as well. But you've been able to do it, I assume, because you've kept the project rather simple. You haven't pursued downstream options. You're looking at it as a simple mining operation. Is that fair to say?
Correct, that's exactly right. I mean, we have competitive advantages at the mine, which I've sort of gone through. And so we can make money at the bottom of the cycle, which is why we're able to lock in the debt right now. I guess the point to note is a lot of the graphite mines, they have 90% fines, and the fines price has fallen to like a 12-year low. It's sub 500 US a tonne in China, and we reckon over 50% of the mines don't make money at that price. Because we have 70% large flake, and the large flake prices have been rallying since August last year, the reality is our basket price is around 11-15 US a tonne, versus our estimated all-in sustaining cost of just over 500 to get it to port, dig it up and get it to port. So, bottom of the cycle for the fines price, we'd be making healthy margins. So.
Stuart,
It's fantastic.
It is a fantastic project and a fantastic opportunity, and as we're seeing with Tanzania this week, there's a lot of interest there. Best of luck. Hopefully in 12 months' time when we talk to you again at Africa Down Under, we'll be talking about a company that's moving into development and construction. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Pleasure, Dominic. Thank you.